Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the AI Learning Lab. Name's Kyle Shannon. This be the lab. We be learning. We be learning. We be learning. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, welcome. TikTok's being a jerk. I can't see how many people have joined, so we'll just wait for some folks to join and wait for some things to get out there. Let me know if this is stuttery or skipping or things like that, because that sometimes happens. Because, TikTok. Welcome, welcome, welcome. While we're waiting for folks to join, so go check out all of these sites here. Well, no, not all of them. If you haven't used ChatGPT, go there. That's ChatGPT, chat.openai.com. These other things are alternatives to that. They're the guys that started all this nonsense. And these guys are all either competitors or investors in that. What laptop do you use? I use a MacBook Pro 20 something. 16-inch mid 2021. 2021. Mid-pandemic. So if you've never played with ChatGPT before, you really do owe it to yourself to go there and play. And then Bing.com, that's Microsoft's version of ChatGPT. Claude is a competitor to GPT-4. It's got some really interesting stuff. Poe lets you play with 6 different large language models, and Bard is Google's entry into the mix, and Bard's getting much, much better. If you know nothing about prompting, you know nothing about what these tools are, go to prompts.chat, that thing down below. That'll teach you how to do that, how to talk to these machines, and it'll inspire you with some ideas. And and as we get people in here, just go start playing with that stuff. Let's see. If you've got questions about AI, pop them in the questions below. My background is, let me flip this back. My background is I'm an entrepreneur, I guess by DNA. Like, I've been doing it since I was a kid, some version of it or other. And I moved to New York City out of school, started and ran a theater company, which is very entrepreneurial because nobody wants another play. so you gotta spin it up yourself. Then I wrote a bunch of screenplays. Then in the mid-90s, I started one of the first digital agencies, a company called agency.com. And one of the reasons I am like high on crack with this AI stuff is it very much reminds me of the early days of the World Wide Web. And I had an epiphany about the World Wide Web. I thought, shit, this is going to change everything. In fact, the world's just changed. It's just that no one knows it yet. That was the epiphany I had in 1994. Is that everything was going to be different, and it turns out it did. It was one of those, and this feels bigger than that, and it feels like it's coming faster than that. So, Matthew, wow, it's an awesome shirt, very stylish. I still love you, like everyone loves you. And I love is a strong word. I think people may hopefully enjoy the channel. If you have questions about AI, pop them in the questions below. My current company is called Storyvine. It's a automated video storytelling platform. We do work in the healthcare and pharma sector. We do work outside of that as well, but that's our primary target market. And what else? That's about it. We come here. I try to come here every night. I sort of, instead of sim racing every night, which I did for about 2 years straight, I decided this stuff's actually important enough that I'm going to come here and talk about generative AI and what you can do with it, and answer any questions I can, and share what I'm learning. And holy crap, are things moving fast in this space. So can AI suggest lotto numbers? Of course it can. Will they win? No. Hey, what is it? Your chances of getting struck by lightning 6 times and surviving are higher than winning the lotto, I think. It's some stupid, crazy-ass stat like that. But sure, it can pick them. Just a suggestion. Wear darker tops. Hard to read the text. I know. I might go change my shirt. I thought it might be okay. All right. I think I'll go do that. Let's see. Da, 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 da. Look at the... Ba-da-ba-ba, ba-da-ba. Okay, let me go change my shirt. Let me go put on a darker shirt. ChatGPT and Bard are both really biased. Yeah, they are. Maybe how you prompt them is also biased, but if you don't like how they're trained, go to Claude.ai. That's by a company called Anthropic that uses what's called a constitutional learning model. It's not human reinforced learning. So the bias that you seem to be a little fearing shouldn't be as bad when you've got the model that's just following a set of known rules that you can either agree with or not. I'll be right back. I'm going to change my shirt. All right, I am back with a text-friendly shirt. Well, it's got a moon on it, which that's actually not great, but if I just keep it down there, you just read the text up in here. All right. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the AI Learning Lab. Let's get this show on the road. Happy Monday. I love Mondays. Do you love Mondays? There's something about me that wants to love Mondays because everyone else is like, oh, he's got a case of the Mondays. I'm anti-Office Space. God damn, that was a genius film. So good. So good. Okay. Was the moon landing real? Could they have made this shirt if it wasn't? Of course it's real. It's my favorite show. This is the best show on TikTok Live? Yes. Thank you, Matthew. Appreciate it. All right. Da-da-da. Is AI getting more human-like? Yeah, you want to see something fun? I'm trying to make a TikTok about this. I couldn't figure out the video editing piece. So I'm going to talk to this is Pi. So go to pi.ai, and this is Inflection's new large language model. Hey, can you tell me some of the interesting things going on in Denver this week on the music scene? Oh, wait, I gotta submit it.
Absolutely. There's a lot going on in the Denver music scene this week. There are some great concerts and performances happening, as well as some excellent local bands and musicians playing at various venues around the city. I can give you a rundown of some of the highlights if you'd like. Are you interested in hearing about the big concerts and performances or the smaller local stuff? Or both?
Never mind the music. Can you tell me about a local Denver company called Storyvine? Oh, wait. I'm not on the phone. On the phone, you can just talk to it. On the computer, you have to actually turn on the mic. Can you... Oops. Hold. Sorry, Pi. Actually, can you tell me about a local Denver company called Storyvine?
I'd be happy to. Storyvine is a Denver-based company that provides a video production technology platform. The platform is designed to guide people through the process of creating specific types of videos like patient journeys, staff profiles, and constituent stories. It's meant to make video production more accessible and efficient, and to help organizations create high-quality videos without the need for professional videographers or expensive equipment. Does that sound about right? And would you like to know more about the company or their technology?
So while that's still a little stilted and weird, and there's still that odd delay, the delay's not bad. It's probably about a second or so. But that's not only pulling from the large language model, but it's also connected to the internet, so it's pulling real-time data. And that's Inflection is the name of the company, Inflection AI, and they're the ones that just raised $1.3 billion for their Series B. $1.3 billion. But Kyle, they must be a decade-old company, correct? Oh no, they're a year old. $1.3 billion. And they're probably going to raise another 10. They're looking to build an AI supercluster of 20,000 H100 GPUs. Fun. So they're not even on this list, right? So they probably should be on this list. But I'm running out of room. I ain't got room. So ChatGPT and Bard are both really biased. Merlin, you should actually, I would encourage you, go to prompts.chat and do what you can. If you haven't played with these things a lot, I would encourage you to go to prompts.chat, see if you can get them to act like personas that are, on the other side of whatever bias you think they have, and see if you can get them to behave better. Because it's not just, part of the perception is these things are just copying and pasting. It's not really like that. The other thing I would say is go try Claude.ai, because it's trained on a constitutional learning model, and that may have a different set of leanings that may be more to your liking. And I think in the future what we're going to have is we're going to be able to opt into different models. I mean, it's already starting to happen where Bard, I actually discovered something about Bard. I think it was on last night's live, or I discovered it this morning. It's now incorporating links into its results with images. It's actually really cool. I'll show that. I think what's going to start happening is we'll use different models for different things. So if you want a fully unbiased, kind of model, then go play with the open source models. But I think what we'll do is we'll kind of opt into different things that have different strengths moving forward. Yes, it's my favorite show. Thank you very much. Moon landing reel. Yes, we covered that. Let's see. Were you in Wired Magazine? I was in Wired Magazine. That Wired Magazine. There's a picture of me in there. That was from 1996, I think. It's Tuesday here for me. Wow, is it early? Must be very early. Like 8, 9 in the morning, wherever you are, 6 in the morning, 7 in the morning. Where are you, Steve-O? Steve-O 42. Rachel Elizabeth. Aye! Yes, Mondays are for fresh starts. Exactly. I think we should just blow up this whole... Well, so here's the deal. These large language models are going to fuck up work anyway, so why don't we just blow up the work week altogether? I think the shakeup in what we even call work and what work is that's coming, I can't. It's like the more I learn about this stuff and the more I think about it, the more wild I feel the future is. And I don't mean like the future like sci-fi 10, 20 years out. I mean like the future, like by this time next year, I can't imagine what work is going to be like. I just can't. Are you going to make me dance? Well, if I keep singing, I'll probably stop you from dancing for a long, long time. All right. It has internet access. Yes, Pi has internet access. I asked it about the Taylor Swift concert in Denver, and it knew about it. And I asked it, are you connected to the internet? And I asked it about news stories, and it has news stories. It still hallucinates. They all still hallucinate. So if you don't know these things, what hallucinating is it just lies. It doesn't just lie. It confidently answers you, even if it's wrong. I like to call it mansplaining as a service. Hi, welcome to ChatGPT. I'm full of shit, but I seem really confident. Come on in. Accent is too much. You can change it. There are 6 different thingies. We'll do pi 1. Let's see.
I'd be happy to. Storyvine is a Denver-based company that provides a video production technology platform.
See?
The platform...
There's that one.
I'd be happy to. Storyvine is a Denver-based company that provides a...
That was annoying. 5 was the one that I liked the best.
I'd be happy to. Storyvine is a Denver-based company that provides a video production technology platform. The platform is designed to guide people through the process of creating specific types of videos, like patient journeys, staff profiles, and constituent stories. It's meant to make video...
I don't know why you can't stop it. One of the things about all these early softwares is they don't have things like the fucking off button.
Expensive equipment. Sound about right?
Maybe you spend some of that $1.3 billion on an off button. An interrupt button. Sometimes you just want to go, stop talking. Let me ask another question. But it really does point to, like, it's unlike the annoying Alexa and Siri things that are just crap. This you can actually have a real conversation with. I actually had a fun idea. So we've got audiobooks right now, right? And one of the things I was doing with Pi is I was saying, tell me about books in this category. Like I want nonfiction business books about, I don't know, the future of AI or whatever. And it would suggest some books, and then it would give me synopses of the books, and then I would tell it which one I liked. And then we were actually having a conversation about the book. So it was like a reading club, but I didn't have to read. I could tell Pi to synopsize the book for me, give me the big takeaways, and then anything I wanted to dig deeper on, I could dig deeper on. And if I got bored, I could just say, give me another 4 books or 5 books or whatever, and it would do that. And I was doing that in the car. It's pretty slick. It's a pretty slick thing. And then there's also someone brought up on last night's live or the night before. There's a site called air.ai, and air.ai. And that is like these kind of bots like I just played for you, except they're making outbound sales calls or they're taking inbound customer service calls, which we talked about like at the beginning of the week. I said, here's a business to start. Replace all of the phone trees with AI bots that just answer the phone and know everything about the company and can help you. And you never have to be on hold again. And then 4 days later, someone goes, have you checked out air.ai? And that's what it is. And I saw a TikTok today where it was one of the air.ai salespeople. It just called a dude and he picked up, and it had that weird pause in it, which, for me, I couldn't, if someone called me and there was that pause like that, I'd be like, this is a fucking bot, click. But this guy didn't know it was a bot. And the guy was like, the bot was like, hey, I'm so-and-so from Tesla. And, are you thinking about getting a new car? Have you thought about a Tesla? And the guy's like, yeah, I love Tesla. I'm a big fan of Elon Musk and da-da-da. And so the whole TikTok video was the recording of this back and forth with the bot and the guy that didn't know it was a bot. And in the end, the bot ends up making an appointment for that guy to go test drive a Tesla at his local dealership. So, cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Did you see Air is doing customer service for Tesla scheduled appointments? Oh, that's what I just talked about. That's funny. Gen X icon. What's the Gen X icon? Is it an X? Or is it just like some bitter dude like flipping off some millennial? Fuck you, millennials. Boomers can suck my ass. I don't know the Gen X icon. Oh, yeah. It's the Chief Generative Officer. Hey, Bear, what's happening? What stocks would you recommend? I have a degree in acting. Don't take investing advice from me. But come to these lives and pay attention to the companies that I'm paying attention to. And I don't know. See which ones make this list. This is the do not suck list. And Bard just made it. Bard has not been on here for like 2 months. I've been resisting putting Bard on there because Bard sucked ass for so long. But all of a sudden... Oh, you want to see something cool? Yes, of course you do. That's why you come here. Don't question me. Don't question this. The wisdom. Do not question the wisdom of the AI Learning Lab. It runs deep. Okay. So let's see. I'm going to say reset. Oops, I said rest. D. Oh, it thinks I'm speaking a different language. I don't know a different language. Reset, not reste. Sure, I can reset the conversation. Okay. So here we are at Bard. So if you haven't been to Bard, it's bard.google.com. So it's just like ChatGPT, only it was really sucky and now it's better. And there goes my anti-focusing camera. 30 years into phone cameras and we still can't get them to fucking focus on a screen. Really? Come on. Okay, there we... No. What? Is it the wrong angle? The angle of the dangle. Someone told me tapping on it's not working. Normally I can get it to focus. Help. Anyone? Hello? All right, well, I'll just read it to you. God damn it. I hate this fucking shit. It's just not going. Hello, Tyler. I'm doing good, except for my camera won't focus, and it's making me fucking cranky. There it is. Good Lord. Okay, so check this out. So, as far as I know, there's no other GPT-like tool that's doing this. So if I say, I'll do my little microphone because people don't like watching me type. It's fine. Fine, people. I have bad knees, and I heard that minimalist running shoes can actually make them better. Is that true? And why does that work? So I've got a buddy that's got a minimalist running shoe company. And so he and I have been talking for months and months about, what's the value of SEO and what's even the value of websites. If you can get all of your information in line, in context of something. So this says there's some evidence that minimalist running shoes can help improve knee pain. They're designed to provide less cushioning and support that gives more feedback to the muscles. Okay, and then it gives, however, see a doctor. So then if I go, what are some minimalist shoe companies you'd recommend? Check this out. So Google is now putting in line. So there's my buddy's company, Zero Shoes. They're putting pictures like, website previews, the name of the site, a description of the company. So Zero Shoes is an American company founded in 2009. They offer a variety of minimalist shoes. If you click on it, it takes you to zeroshoes.com. This is some pretty good shit. Bing doesn't do this. ChatGPT certainly doesn't do this. They disconnected it from the internet. I mean, it's really fascinating that, ChatGPT clearly is dealing with some corporate issues and some legal issues and some engineering issues with their connectedness to the internet. But Bing is just fine. But Bing is adding things like the ability to read images, the ability to create images, which ChatGPT hasn't done. So Bing is starting to get a little bit better than ChatGPT. Bard was a laughable joke for a long time, and all of a sudden it's looking pretty good. And now it added that feature, which even Bing's not doing. And then you've got Claude.ai, which is you can upload PDF files to it and start interacting with them. You can. It's got a 100,000 token context window. It's like a 75,000 word context window. So you've now got major competitors in that thing I was showing before, Pi. You can just talk to it and it talks back. So we're entering a new phase. This is clearly a new phase, because if you've been coming to these lives for a bit, there was only 3 things on this list for a month and a half, 2 months, something like that. So, hello, Joy. Tyler Johnson. Leonardo is now doing automatic whitelist. Oh, that's great. Wait, is now doing automatic whitelist, meaning if you sign up, you automatically get in? Is that what you mean, Tyler? I think Saturday Night Live Weekend Update will be catchy PT. PT? I don't know what you mean, Matthew. Should I quit my job and research this for the next 2 years? I don't think you need to research it for the next 2 years. I would say start playing with it tonight. Get curious, get adventurous, go to these places. If you haven't, go to prompts.chat, start generating images. You can keep your day job while you're learning this stuff. What I would strongly recommend is get AI literate, this kind of AI. Learn automations with tools like Zapier. Learn how to prompt these things. Learn which ones are strong at what, because they have very different strengths now. Learn Midjourney. Learn Stable Diffusion, Leonardo that was just mentioned, which is built on top of Stable Diffusion. If you're geeky, learn LangChain, learn AutoGPT. The autonomous agents are going to be a thing. And then, just start taking what you know and what you're good at and what you're passionate at and figure out how to do all of those things with these tools. And let these tools amplify what you want to do. And then I think it'll be clear what you end up doing from a job perspective and things like that. If you just ignore these things, then the decision may be made for you. And that's one of the things I'm trying to prevent here. Hello, Professor Sonia. Thank you for that video. I haven't watched the whole thing yet, but I started watching it, and then, I don't know, work happened. Stuff happened. Yeah, cheers. Coffee. Seems to be a big question of choice. What the fuck's he drinking tonight? What are some ideas you have on exponentially scaling AI narrow skills? Do you mean your own personal skills are too narrow and you want to scale those, or that the AI tools are too narrow, like expert systems and things like that? I mean, ChatGPT, the GPT models, based on the transformer model that Google invented in 2017, are the exponentially expanded. They're not so narrow. But I don't quite know what your question is. If it's for you or if it's for the AIs, and if it's for the AIs, I'm wondering what you think is narrow about these, because these are about as broad a tool as you could have in your possession. Laughing my ass off, Kyle. You are too funny. Thank you. What number voice are you using? The Australian one, this is at pi.ai. The Australian one is 5. This dude is 3. So let's see. This is 3. Hey, Pi, can you write me a poem about a chubby black and white dog?
Certainly. Here's a little ditty about a chubby black and white dog. There once was a pup named Spot, with fur as black as a midnight sky, and spots as white as snow.
And now I can't, there's no way to interrupt it that I know of. There's probably some keystroke or something if you read the manual, but I don't read manuals.
A wagging tail and a...
So that's number 3. There's 6 voices here. Here's 4.
Certainly. Here's a little ditty about a chubby black and white dog. There once was a pup named Spot, with fur as black as a midnight sky and spots as white.
It's like an account director from a New York ad agency.
And snore so loud it was like a foghorn's roar. He was a jolly fellow.
That's not bad. And then the Australian one, I think it's Australian, is the one. This is the one that feels the most realistic and the
Certainly. Here's a little ditty about a chubby black and white dog. There once was a pup named Spot, with fur as black as a midnight sky.
Oh, that's not Australian. That's English. That's British.
Loved to run and play, but after a long day, he'd nap and snore.
So, yeah, there you go. Air.ai. I know. There's all sorts of stuff is coming. Pi is my BFF. You know, I got to tell you, there's Pi in particular, the way they programmed it, it's like I asked it to explain AI transformers to me, and it said, well, what do you know about it? And I said some of the things I knew about it, and it was like, oh, Kyle, you really know this stuff. Those are some really insightful questions. I was like, well, Lil Miss Pi, if I do say so myself. I was getting a little verklempt. It's very much written to, like, you know, be engaging in a human kind of empathetic way. It's cleverly programmed, and I mean, if this is the pre $1.3 billion version of their tool, like, what's this thing going to be when it gets big? I actually had a good conversation. I asked it, you know, are you going to get a face? Are you going to get like a talking face? And it said, well, don't you think that might be distracting sometimes? I said, yeah, it might be distracting. And then we went back and forth and we talked about how you could have, you know, different AI assistants for different roles and different modes, and then those, you know, maybe if you've got one that's talking about dating, you do want to see a face and interact with a person, but if you're talking with one about doing your taxes, you just want to hear it, right? Or just want to see the numbers and you know, hear it talking over it, something like that. So Bing is annoying to use. Can be. These could all be annoying to use. I would say, is it annoying because you're not sure what you're trying to do with it, or is it annoying because you know what you want to do and you're not getting it? And then in that case, how are you doing at learning prompting? Because right now you have to be pretty good at the particular kind of English language gymnastics to get these things to give you good results. So all right. What number voice are you using? Oh, new sites. Very cool. Yeah, what do I have? I've got ChatGPT, I've got Bing, I've got Claude, I've got Poe, Bard, Pi, Leonardo.ai. They just updated that again today. Air.ai, Skybox, which we played with last night. That's the from Blockade Labs, where you can just describe a 3D scene. Have you seen this thing? This is nuts. Let's see. Sci-fi space station with an exploding planet in the distance. And we're going to go, let's see, digital painting, realistic anime, fantasy, sci-fi. We'll do tech noir, cyberpunk. Although that might not be, well, let's try it. We'll try that. Generate. So this is going to go off and make a world we can spin around, twirl around in. It's coming. Oh yeah, there we go. Look at that. How cool is that? Out of nowhere, there's the exploding planet in the distance. Here's our little space station. There's the inside of our space station. It's like we have a little deck here. Nice. Sweet! Now, this is literally just sort of a room I can spin around. I can't actually enter this space, so this is relatively primitive But you can see where this is going. You can see the future here, right? I want to play a game. I want to play a shoot 'em up game like Star Wars. No, make it Star Wars with these kind of characters, this kind of gameplay, these kind of graphics, this kind of style. Could you go make that now? Oh, there's my game. Custom coded just for you. Yeah. So there's some shit going down. There's now 700 plugins in the ChatGPT plugin store. There's now Code Interpreter at ChatGPT is available for everyone. But Claude.ai and Bard, well, Bard you can upload images to. Claude you can upload PDFs and CSVs to. Code Interpreter you can upload almost anything to. Bing you can upload images to. Poe you can upload a bunch of stuff. I don't know what. So they're all now starting to get this capability of, not only can you interrogate the large language model, you can start to put your stuff in there and start interacting with that. What is the book AI you spoke about? I just joined. Love reading. The book AI. Oh, I was talking about Pi. Okay, so we'll go do it here. Is this on? Voice is on. Okay. Hey, Pi, I'd like you to recommend 5 business books that focus on the future of business related to AI, and then ask me which one sounds the most interesting. So the website here is pi.ai. And it ain't making a pretty voice. Oh, did I
recommend these 5 books.
There we
The
go.
Singularity is Near, When Humans Transcend Biology, Life 3.0, Being Human in the Age of Artificial Intelligence, Power and Prediction, The Disruptive Economics of Artificial Intelligence, Human Compatible Artificial Intelligence, and The Problem of Control, and Superintelligence, Paths, Dangers, Strategies. All of these books focus on different aspects of the future of AI and business, and I think they're all worth reading. Which one sounds the most interesting to you?
Did Ray Kurzweil write The Singularity is Near? Oh, wait. Hang on. Did Ray Kurzweil write The Singularity is Near? Wait. Did Ray Kurzweil write The Singularity is Near?
You're spot on. Ray Kurzweil is indeed the author of The Singularity is Near, When Humans Transcend Biology. Kurzweil is a futurist and inventor who is known for his work on art.
So anyway, so what hit me was, because it knows books, because it can synopsize them, like I feel like what if we move, like, no, not what if. We are moving into a world where I can choose whether I want a linear story or an interactive one, right? So I could just say, I don't feel like learning about books today. You go tell me some interesting ones, and then I'll pick one that's interesting, and then you synopsize it for me. And if I keep finding it interesting, then I'll ask you questions about it, and then you'll tell me questions about it. So I could run deep down one book and start interacting with that and learning about it. Or I could say, what are some other books like this one? I really like these ideas, or who came up with that concept that you quoted? What books did they write? And just like I could just see myself kind of navigating through knowledge space in this incredibly fluid way. And that was just like, I've only played with this thing for like half an hour total, and I'm already having ideas of this feels like a fundamentally different interaction. And then if you take this and say, okay, so this is kind of large language model connected to the internet, but now you add onto the back end of this thing plugins, right? where you could say, hey, write me some copy for a website. Like, let's say I'm driving, and I say, hey, I've got an idea for a business. Let's come up with a business plan. Do me a favor, throw that into, a PowerPoint presentation, email it to me, and it'll go make you a PowerPoint presentation, email it to you, complete with images. And then you say, why don't we write some website copy for that? So, like, as I'm driving to the office, I could be creating a business plan, the website. By the time I get to the office, it's all built. Some version of it is just sitting there waiting for me to edit. And then I can go, all right, yeah, this is a business worth pursuing. Or, fuck it, I'll just throw it away. It doesn't really matter. I mean, I don't know. I can't. This channel this week has become little more than me going, I can't get my fucking head around this stuff anymore. It's moving too fast and it's too insanely cool. Oh, the other thing, what's your name? Purely Blissful Mama. I'm going to go 9 out of 10 on the name. Like the name. Purely Blissful. The other thing that you should play with, if you're a little geeky, if you got the geek stuff going, go check out a project called GPT Author. You have to run it in a Google Colab notebook, that's the geeky part. But once you run it, once you get it set up, you give it your OpenAI API key and your Stable Diffusion API key, and then you give it a topic, you give it a writing style, and then it writes you, and you give it the number of chapters you want in your book, and then it writes you a book. It's this multi-step thing that starts with write me an outline, based on this topic and this style. Write me an outline, and then write me chapter 1, and then it takes the outline plus chapter 1 and says write me chapter 2. So it writes you all the chapters, and then when it completes the book, it sends a prompt to Stable Diffusion to create cover art for it. And then the final step, it turns it into an ebook, and you can download the ebook into like whatever your ebook reader is, like Apple iBooks, and you have a book. It's like 5 minutes later. So if you're into books, go write some by describing a topic in a writing style. It's crazy. It's just nuts. Don't question the wisdom of Kyle. Kyle knows something. What? We don't know. And what we also do not know is what his qualifications are, which seem to be non-existent. But do not question. Do not question. Niet. 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 And scene. I just went into like John Malkovich in what was that Matt Damon movie he was in where he plays like the poker dude and Matt Damon beats him at poker. Wasn't it Matt Damon? I think so. It was funny. Matt Damon was like, what's up with the accent? And John Malkovich was like, I can't act, so I do this. Oh, move it closer. I can't. I only have, it just is what it is. This is my setup. I don't have a PC, so I don't have an actual filming studio. I'm just a dude in a chair in a shitty home office. Shoot it! I use Bing Chat, which is ChatGPT connected to the internet. That's correct. Professor Sonia, you should try Claude.ai, and it's worth playing around with Bard as well. Clean the lens. Which one? The back lens? Is that what's causing the focus problem? Maybe. I'll do both. Is that better? Maybe that's better. Yeah, there you go. What seemed to be the problem, officer? Well, it was schmutz. Okay. Hocus Focus. We need your help. Invite me, please, for a second. Okay. How do I do that? I think I lose my dual camera if I do this, but I don't. It's gonna mess things up. Okay, I'll order some now. What are you ordering? What's the website? They look sick. Which website? That was probably the one that looked sick. Was skybox.blockadelabs.com. This one? This one that was sick, that I made this sick thing? Let's do Western town in the 1800s, like Westworld. And then we'll do scenic. Generate. See if this one's any good. They've got whatever prompting they have going on the back end of this. They've got it pretty dialed in because it makes consistently good scenes. It doesn't always get the details, but it's not bad. And like when you think about these things, like right now, all this is doing is creating a background. But you know where these things are going to go is it's going to create the background. It's going to create objects. Like it'll decide, okay, here's the background. Now let's 3D model this. Now let's throw in some objects like a wagon, a horse, a person, a dun 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 dun. So yeah, it did that pretty good. That's not bad. Little western town. This town ain't big enough for the two of us, you cowpoke. Oh, it looks like it's a western town during the Industrial Revolution. I didn't say this shit was good or accurate. But, you know. What do you want for free? All right. Was Zero Shoes on Shark Tank? Yes, it was. And it was, you know, it was really interesting about them being on Shark Tank. They were on Shark Tank like 2 or 3 years after they started. And the product was a piece of rubber and a string. And Damon said, so let me get this straight. You're selling a piece of rubber and a string? And Barbara said to Steve, when they shot it, they didn't put this in the edit. Because it was Steve and his wife, Lena, were at Shark Tank. And Barbara said to him, or said to Lena, how are you married to him? It was very mean. And I thought for sure that was going to make the edit. But it actually doesn't. They actually work really hard on Shark Tank to make the entrepreneurs look as good as possible. That was a big surprise to me. Because I know that world decently well. And that's rare that you have a show like that that's actually trying to make people look good and not make people look like assholes. Did it suggest this because it knows he's connected to you? No. Did Bard do that with Steve's company? No, but his company was founded in 2009, and he's been like, you know, SEO, you know, jamming content down the internet for 12 or 13 years. So he's just high up in the search rankings. That's a lot of that's just organic. He's just been around for more than a decade. So he ended up 2 on that list. No, it had nothing to do with me. It didn't know it was me. I hate Bing. It's rude. Bard is apologetic for its mistakes. Yeah, Bing's a little cold. It's again. I think they really neutered the shit out of it when the New York Times thing happened. The only thing I don't like about Bard is if you ask it to make an appointment, it'll tell you it can, but it can't do anything like that. It's just talking. Yeah, same with ChatGPT. You know, a lot of these things are like, yeah, I'll write you that thing, and then it doesn't write it. These things, you know, again, understand what these things are. They're probability engines where they're predicting the next word in a sequence of words. They're not aware of what they've actually created, even though it looks like they must be. They must be sentient. Look what it wrote. Listen to how it talks to me. No, it's just a fancy ass calculator. It's just a fancy ass calculator. You push the buttons and words come squirting out. All right. Pi is my BFF. Love it. Silver Fox. Wait, Leah. G'day, Kyle. G'day, Vicky. What's shaking? How do I find Pi? pi.ai or heypi.com. Or go to the App Store and search for PI. Not PIE. That would be a tasty morsel. And this is more like the... What is it? The something of the radius squared? What's pi again? Circumference? Circumference divided by radius squared divided by circumference. Some circle thing. 3.1415, 119, 1415. I knew that up to like 8 decimal points at one point in high school, and I haven't forgotten it since. That's my definition of genius. I remembered the equivalent to a phone number since high school. We need help. Please let me in. What crypto size? What help do you need? Let me know what help you need. So how can someone start a side gig or freelance from this? Okay, so this is an important question because you know it's coming. If you're ever on the TikTok and you hear someone lean into the camera and go, "You can make money with ChatGPT," that's not how you make money with ChatGPT. That's how they're making money with ChatGPT. By getting you to pay for them to tell you how to make money with ChatGPT. Because if they were fucking making money with ChatGPT, they wouldn't be making videos about it. They'd be off running their goddamn business. So here's the deal. These are tools. So the way you get a side gig with this stuff right now, since this is so new, AI's not new, machine learning's not new. If you want to go work in the machine learning side of this, that's a whole different conversation. What I'm talking about is sort of post-ChatGPT, so kind of November 2022 forward. Companies right now are just starting to wake up to, holy shit, we need to take this seriously. A lot of their employees already are. Like, a lot of employees are using these as personal productivity tools. And there's a guy named Ethan Mollick, who's a Wharton business professor, who wrote a piece called Detecting Your Secret Cyborgs, or The Secret Cyborgs. And the secret cyborgs are people in businesses who are AI literate but aren't telling their business about it because they don't want to get fired. They don't want to let their boss know they're doing in 4 hours what used to take them 40 hours. But now a lot of the businesses are starting to wake up and go, holy shit, we got to take this seriously. So the trick about getting a side gig with this stuff right now is learn it. Like, just go there right now. Pick one of these. It doesn't fucking matter which one. It literally doesn't. Start with ChatGPT. They're the ones that invented it. Just go there. Or if you want new and shiny, go to Claude. Or if you have warm and fuzzies about Google, go to Bard. Doesn't fucking matter. Go to one of those things. If you don't really know what you're doing, go to prompts.chat and just start learning about prompting. Go to YouTube, watch videos on prompting. You don't need to pay for any prompt libraries. You don't need to pay for lessons. There's plenty of shit out there. In fact, OpenAI in their documentation wrote a whole big thing on how to prompt these things and why, how to do it and what it does and why it does it. So just start using them, start playing with them. And then the next step is start applying this to what you already do. So if you're good at writing, or you're a copywriter, or you're a project manager, or you're it doesn't matter, a florist, a gas station attendant, it literally doesn't fucking matter. Look at what you do, and then once you kind of understand how powerful these things are, start to go, how could I do something I do better, faster, or cheaper using this, or using one of the image generation tools or whatever. And then throughout that journey, this is the secret right now. Talk about it. Put it on your LinkedIn. Hey, I just played with ChatGPT and it wrote me this cool marketing plan. Isn't it awesome? And you might be going, well, that's annoying and everyone's doing that. Doesn't matter. Because even though everyone's doing it, you're you. And someone in your world is going to see something, you talk at a dinner party where you don't know the people there and you say, oh, I'm learning about this AI stuff. It's really cool. I watched this idiot old man on TikTok. You don't need to say that. Someone at that dinner party goes, I've been trying to figure this stuff out for my business. Do you know how to do this? Well, yeah, I know how to write words into a text entry box and make it spit shit out. Yeah. Oh, could you come down next Saturday and teach me this? Yeah, sure. Do you have any budget for that? Yeah, I'll pay you. What do you charge? There you start. Or volunteer for someone. Hey, Bob, I know you're struggling with getting sales, with getting people to come down to the pizza shop. If I do it for free, would you let me practice with ChatGPT to help you come up with a marketing plan and come up with marketing ideas to get more people in the pizza shop? Would that be cool? And then if anything works, maybe you throw me an extra, like a pizza. And if it works really good, extra pepperoni. What do you think? Start like that. Just start doing. And don't think of it like I gotta learn a technology. No. Interacting with this thing is more like we've all been handed an idiot savant intern. That's what these are. Well, what do you mean? Isn't idiot politically incorrect? I feel triggered. That's just because you're an idiot. No. An idiot savant. They're very simple. They need a lot of direction. Hey, ChatGPT, if you give it generic guidance, it will give you generic shit back. But if you say, hey, I want you to act like a quantum physicist, and I want you to help me understand quantum mechanics and how we might apply that to pizza shop marketing. And all of a sudden, that idiot will become really fucking smart. And you can tell it to do anything. Come up with an advertising campaign that incorporates quantum mechanics into pizza marketing. Out it'll come. And then you go, no, that was a shitty idea. Maybe we do something a little more traditional. How about organic tomatoes? Okay, that's good. So that's how it would start. People are going to want to be educated about this. People are going to want people that know what they're doing. Teach yourself Zapier. Create automations for people where not only can you help them figure out how to use these in such a way that it generates a thing, but turn that into an automation so it can do that thing over and over and over again for them and charge them money for that. That might be a way to do it. Bailey's? I wish. I don't really like Bailey's, though. I used to bartend. That's one of those ones that just... That was a vomit comment. Should I have security concerns in uploading sensitive PDFs for analysis, like legal documents? Yes, you should. Have ChatGPT go read all of their terms of service and make sure that you understand what their terms of service are. If you're at ChatGPT, go to your settings, and in your settings, here we come to save the day. There's a thing called data controls, and you can turn off your chat history and training so that you're asking them, do not train on my data, and I don't want my chat history saved. Now, if you do that, it's going to delete your chat history. So if you have prompts in there that you like, make sure you export your data, because you can export your data as well. But yeah, you should be concerned. And if you're doing this for a business, then you need to be more concerned. You need to get educated about it. A lot of the stuff I'm talking about right now is kind of in the personal productivity arena. Get yourself personally up to speed on this stuff, do it for your business. If it's truly sensitive stuff, be very careful with it. If it's like, well, if it gets out, I don't really give too much of a shit. But like, that's what I'm doing. If I'm dealing with client, pharma client work, I'm not I'm not touching it right now. But if I'm just doing stuff for Storyvine, yeah, I'm putting it up there. I don't care. People are too busy. Come steal my shit. That's, what if they steal it? I don't know that all of our ideas are all that good or all that unique, but we like to blow sunshine up our own asses. TikTok just jumped me to the bottom of the comments again. So for those of you that are new here, welcome everybody. I like to answer all of the questions, and then TikTok will occasionally jump me to the bottom because it sucks. We need your help. Let me in. Tell me what you need my help for. Crypto size 100. Because if it's about crypto, ain't turning this into an ad for some NFT shitcoin. Ain't doing it. Ain't gonna do it. If you got a real question, I'll answer it. If you really need to come up here, I'll talk to you. But I don't want to lose my dual camera thing, and that's what happens when I bring someone up. So I'll bring someone up if it's a real thing, and it makes sense. Knows how to work our egos? They do. They're actually good at working our egos. I've been trying to get audio on Pi. Guess I got here a little too late. No, the Pi website is bad. So let me show you what I discovered tonight. The Pi app and the Pi website, once it starts talking, you can't stop it. That's really annoying. Or if you can stop it, please tell me how, because I can't. And then the website itself is very, very flaky. So in the lower right-hand corner, let me make this bigger. Here we go with the focus thing again. Oh, God damn it. Please. Okay, there we go. Okay. So in the lower right-hand corner, you have this little speaker icon. And if I click on it, all these names pop up. Like, it seems like if you leave this thing up, now it'll talk. And so, it just went down, but it said it's on. So I guess it's if the speaker icon is black, then it's on. And then I'm just using my Mac, microphone input. Let's see, what do we want to do here? Write me a funny tweet about a business that harvests organic avocados at the North Pole.
Here's a possible tweet. Introducing Arctic Avocado, a new business that harvests organic avocados in the North Pole. We use sustainable practices, and our avocados are guaranteed to be fresher than any you've ever tasted. Don't believe us? Just ask our penguin mascot. How's that for a funny and creative tweet?
That's not bad, Pi. You got me. It's a good one. I don't know. That's how you do it. So the app is easier because the app, you just turn it into phone mode and then you just talk back and forth with it. You don't need to submit it. But that one's annoying because if you, so a lot of times I'll talk and then I pause for a little bit as I gather my thoughts. And every time I pause to gather my thoughts, it cuts off and starts answering half my question. And then I'm like, no, make it stop. Don't be a dum-dum, Pi. Learn how I talk. And it will. This shit, I mean, here's the thing about this. I talk about this on this live all the time. The current technology is as bad as this shit's ever going to get. This stuff's remarkable. I don't know. Have you been around for the past decade? Have you tried to interact with a fucking chatbot in the past decade? They're useless pieces of shit, including Siri and Alexa. I mean, if you want to buy shit, they're fine. But if you actually want to just talk, they're bad. You seen the video of that old Italian grandmother trying to talk to it? Oh, it's fucking hilarious. And, she's right, she just needs to talk the way she talks. It needs to figure it out, and it can't, right? So this stuff can. Okay, do me a favor. We got a decent group of people in here. If you would, tap the screen, the likes on the screen. I think that'll let people know. And if you're willing to share the live with your folks, let them know you're a fucking AI weirdo. Watch an AI talk on Elder Talk on a Monday night, because you know how to live. Thank you. I appreciate that. Oh, my goodness. You are smart. Thank you. Well, I act smart. I'm not smart, but I am smart on the internet. Sci-fi space station with exploding planet in the distance. Amazing. Yeah, I know. That was cool, right? Is this Adobe Photoshop? No, this was Skybox. Skybox, it's Blockade Labs is the company. Oh, I know what we'll do. Psychedelic flower power van in field near Woodstock. Oh yeah, baby. We're going to the 60s. Let's see. Realistic anime fantasy, sci-fi, stylized CG realism, dreamlike. We're going dreamlike. We're going on a trip. All right. So flower power is coming. Is it my internet or yours that's shit tonight? I don't know. Can you not hear me? Can you not hear me? Can you see me? Hello? Hello, Moto? Moto? Hello? Oh, flower power. Of course we have a VW bus. That's awesome. Look at those fields. This looks like Holland. The tulip fields, doesn't it? It's not what I had in mind, but that's all right. Whatever. We just willed a new universe into existence. You want it to be perfect now? Good Lord, people. So demanding. It's very disappointing. You know what I'm saying? It's very disappointing. So much skill. But you avoid me. Why? Because I don't know what you want. And if you're going to sell crypto, I'm not interested. I don't want no NFTs in my channel. Strokes the ego. Impressive. Thank you. Not sure what happened. Guys, which platform is Kyle talking about? I just came in. Which one was it? This one's Blockade Labs. I've done Pi. That was the one I was talking to. I think that's all I've done tonight. Tell me who will win the Super Bowl. Let's go. It's crap at that. It just makes shit up anyway. All right, last night I asked Pi to get over anxiety of being on camera. It actually helped. Oh, that's fantastic. There is something about, like, Pi's really good at it, and even if you get into if you sort of frame the conversation right with ChatGPT, it's really good at talking you through shit. A couple of people in the lives have used ChatGPT to write go fuck yourself letters as they're quitting their jobs that do not burn a bridge. So it rewrites the go fuck yourself sentiment in a lovely professional exit letter. And it's also good. I've had a couple of tough conversations I've had to have, and I sort of give it some framing and tell it the elements of the conversation. And it's been really good at, here's some things you want to think about, frame it this way, frame it that way. It's good at that stuff. The other thing about being on camera, so, having had a video company that, is about self-produced video for the past decade and a half, putting yourself on video is really fucking intimidating, but it gets better. And especially if you can give yourself some structure. So just think about kind of the beginning, middle, and end of the story, whatever you want to tell. You can even jot down bullet points ahead of time. I would strongly suggest don't script things, because that fucks up the authenticity. But you can write down some bullet points. I want to talk about this, then I want to talk about that, then I want to talk about that. And just do it. And it's going to feel like shit for 5 videos. And then the 6th video will feel like, it's not so bad. And then by the 10th video, you'll be like, it's okay. And then if you take a break from it, then coming back to it, it starts all over again. But the distance gets shorter between when it feels weird and shitty. Like sometimes before I come on, I'm coming onto the lives, I'm just like, I don't know what to say, and I don't know what I'm going to do. And what if they don't like me? And that's what I'm saying. Like all that shit, just fucking. It's just being a human. We're humans. We don't want people to hate us. We don't want to look like idiots. That's life. That's life. Hair is on point. The glue held. Actually, I ran out of the other glue, and then I had a new glue upstairs. And yeah, it's not bad. It gave it a little. It's got the wet look. It's definitely product assisted tonight. All right. Rounders is the one with Malkovich. Yet you take my money? You take my money? Malkovich was insane in that film. He was just fucking nuts. Oh, Burn After Reading is the movie. Rounders. All right. Rounders, Burn After Reading, whichever one. The one he was an insane Russian in. All right. Sometime, would you please do some short videos explaining what you just said about books and more? Oh, do a video for my channel explaining about what I did in Pi for books or GPT author. Just clarify that, Tobias, and then I'll do that. I'll put that together. I haven't played with Bard in a while. Claude is amazing. Just go play with Bard, because it's like in the last 3 days, I don't know, someone over there got some fucking religion, and they fucking got that thing at least not embarrassing, right? It's good now, and it's connected to the internet now, so it's good. Cousin Vinny style gel. Oh yeah. What's the platform you mentioned to write an ebook? It's not a platform. Well, it's a project. It's a GitHub project called GPT Author. I think if you just Google GPT Author, you'll get it. GPT Author. Yes, Matt Schumer introducing. So it's GitHub /M Schumer /GPT-author. It's pretty cool. It's part cool. This product utilizes a chain of GPT-4 and Stable Diffusion API calls to generate an original fantasy novel. The user can provide an initial prompt and enter how many chapters they'd like it to be, and then the AI generates the entire novel, outputting an EPUB file compatible with ebook readers. 15-chapter novel can cost as little as $4 to produce. And it's cheaper than that, because he did this. They cut their prices like well more than half since this was written. My books were not $4. They were like 50 cents. 50 cents for a whole novel. It wrote it right up. It just wrote it. And then what's cool about that, because it's in a Google notebook, Google Colab notebook, because it's in the notebook. You can see all the code and you can see all the prompts he wrote. And he makes it make a fantasy novel, but you could just change those prompts and make a business book or a children's book or a cookbook or a book about boogers. No matter what topic anyone puts in, the plot will always center around boogers. You could do that. You could make that tool, and then you could sell that tool. And I've got the world's only booger-themed book generator. Any book you want, but it's always about boogers. Why not? Why not? Because that's how you make your money. How did I learn this? Because I watched that video. You can make money with ChatGPT. And that's what they taught me. Make a booger book. Booger book maker. Make a booger book maker. And I made the booger book maker. Now I'm making booger book money. I've made, last 2 weeks, I made $6.52. That was from my aunt. My aunt. She bought a book. But it's a booger book. But she thinks boogers is funny. What are you people still doing here? What are you still doing here? This is not right. It's not right. It's not healthy for anyone involved. All right. We got banned. Read a comment that sounded like hate speech. We got trick talked. Be careful. Who got banned? Oh, read a comment that sounded like hate speech. On your live, Hair Growth Geek, you got banned? Yeah, I got banned. I've gotten banned twice now. Both of the times I got banned, someone had asked me about bias in the models, and I was explaining how they got biased and, you know, how you can potentially get around it. And then mid-bias talk, 7 days. So, yeah, I know. I don't understand the tickety-tockety, but whatever. Doesn't matter. What does Claude AI do different than ChatGPT? Okay, so I'll walk down through these. This is worth going through because they all have a thing now that's kind of cool, but they all have kind of these chinks in the armor. So they're not all. It's weird. So okay, so let's go to the videotape. Okay, ChatGPT, it's the original. So this is the one I will probably pay for a long, long time. Like for me, ChatGPT is the equivalent of like Apple, right? Apple invented the Macintosh. I drank that Kool-Aid. My first Mac was in 1987, a Mac 512 KE. And so like that brand is burned into my brain. So ChatGPT is the original. Okay, so what does it do well? Well, it from a writing standpoint, this is by far the most sophisticated. The underpinnings of GPT-4 came out, and it's 10 times the size of 3.5. So it's 1.8 trillion parameters. I learned what parameters were today from Pi. We had a conversation about parameters because I thought I understood what they were, but I'm like, I don't actually understand what parameters are. And so now I do, so I can explain that. So anyway, it's got 1.8 trillion parameters, and it's fucking insane. It's got like 16 different expert GPTs that it does some dynamic shit. So anyway, this one's just the best in terms of writing. Then what you also have here is you've got plugins. So there's now 700 plugins, and these are interesting little connections to the internet, to websites. There's SEO tools and writing tools and drawing tools and stock tools and da-da-da-da-da-da. And then you've got Code Interpreter. And Code Interpreter is, you know, people are like, oh, they shouldn't charge $20 for Code Interpreter. They could charge fucking $400 for Code Interpreter, and it's probably worth it. It's a full-on data analyst. And the way it works is you upload a file to it, and it analyzes the file. So you can upload a big data file, like a series of CSV files in a zip archive. It will write the Python code to open the zip archive. It'll write the Python code to read all the files. It will throw the data into its own data sheet and start analyzing it. It'll write code to do charts and graphs. It's fucking insanity. It's just, I have no idea. I know nothing about data analytics, but I've played with it just a little bit, and it's insane. So GPT-4 is the best. Code Interpreter is insane. Plugins are kind of a glimpse of the future, and they're a bit of a piece of shit right now, but they're going to get better. So that's that one. Okay, now Bing. So here we are. So if you go to bing.com and click on the chat button, then you've got, this is also GPT-4, but this is Microsoft's chat, Bing chat sitting on top of the GPT-4 large language model. You can do more creative, more balanced, or more precise. So if you're doing like research, you might want to do more precise. So like, who are the main competitors in the minimalist shoe game? So if you're doing something like research, then you want to do more precise and it'll hallucinate less. If you're doing creative writing, do more creative. And Vibram, Nike, Merrell, Zero Shoes, and it's got links to all of them. You can also say, make me a new design of a minimalist running shoe made from fish skin. And so now it's going to fire up its little drawing image generation tool based on DALL-E, which is the OpenAI image generation tool, which sucks. But there's my fish skin shoes. And this one's actually minimalist. These other ones are not, because they have not zero drop, but this one's pretty good. And that's sort of fish skin. It's more like snake or crocodile skin, but yeah, that's in the hood. That's in the hood. And then the other thing you can do with this, I can't do it anymore. They took away, for a while I had access to, you could upload images and it could read them. I can't see it for some reason, so I don't know what the deal is there. But Bing is connected to the internet. ChatGPT, so back to some of these things are gooder than others at gooder, different, better things. ChatGPT, they killed access to the internet 10 days ago, and they haven't brought it back yet. I don't know what the fuck's going on with them. So that's ridiculous. But Bing is now connected to the internet. So if you need GPT-4 connected to the internet, Bing's your only game in town right now. Although you can use plugins for ChatGPT, and those are still connected to the internet. So it's just fucking weird right now. Okay, so that's that one. Claude, so this was what the question was actually about. Two big things with Claude. Claude, you can upload files. You can upload up to 10 megabyte or smaller, like PDF files, and start interacting with it. And then you can it's got 100,000 token context window. So that means the sort of memory that it has for a given chat session is actually pretty huge. You could paste in a whole 40,000 word novel and have an editing session with it where it's read the whole novel and it'll give you feedback on either specific sections or the whole thing, or it'll help you reorder it. You could go in and you could say, here's a novel that I wrote, and then you could say, give me the outline of it. Then you could have it reorder the outline, change 6 of the different chapters, and then have it rewrite the entire novel to match the new outline. Like, that's the kind of thing you could do with Claude, with Claude. The other thing that I like about Claude is from a company called Anthropic, which has got this thing called the constitutional learning model, which just basically, it just feels like the future to me for how these models are fine-tuned. Then you've got Poe.com. And what's cool about this is you've got Sage is their large language model. You've got Claude 2, Claude Instant. Both of those are 100,000 token. You've got GPT-4. You've got Claude Instant. You've got ChatGPT. You have 6 different models in a single interface that you can actually compare and contrast which of these tools do certain things better. And then the other thing you have here is a whole series of bots. So you've got like sports bots that, let's see, what are they? Basketball skills, dream matchups. You've got cooking bots, fridge guru, nutritionist, We Chef. You've got travel bots. You've got brain bots. You've got role play bots. You've got programming bots that help you code. You've got AI bots that help you, do, like the Midjourney bot is really cool. You write in a shitty prompt and it will rewrite your prompt for you to suck less. So I typed in blueberry muffin in a hipster coffee shop, and it wrote color photo of a blueberry muffin in a hipster coffee shop, rustic and cozy ambiance, wooden table and chairs, vintage decor, natural light, right? So it understands everything about the thing. And then you can also make your own bot here. So that's Poe. Then you've got Bard. Jesus, it just goes on and on. These are all major viable options. Also, Claude is free. Bard is also free. Bard now, whatever you call it, what's it called? Does this thing where it's showing website previews and linking to websites without them being ads, which is pretty cool. And then Bard, you can also upload images to it. JPEG, PNG, or WebP. Oh, this is a doggy. Okay, here's a dog and a laptop. All right, we're going to upload a dog and a laptop. I'm going to say, write a cute poem about what's in this picture. This should be fun because I don't think Bard's super good at writing, but it should be able to notice that there's a dog and a laptop in this picture, and maybe even a red carpet. Sure, here's a cute poem. A dog on a laptop. A black and white dog sits still. He's standing, but that's cool. On a laptop, he stares with a will. He blinks not an eye, not a swish of his tail. He's focused and so intently on the screen, so pale. I mean, this isn't bad. This is better than I thought it would be. I wonder what he sees, what stories he's told, what far-off lands he's exploring, so bold. So let's ask it now, I'm going to say, this dog is a mutt. What breeds do you think are in him? And I think he's French Bull and Beagle mix. Looks like a mutt. Border Collie? No. Dalmatian? No. Shetland? No, it's not even close. Jack Russell Terrier. All right. Well, whatever. It got that wrong. But look what it's doing there. It's actually, so it's determined, okay, I've got content where I can actually show pictures of these dogs. So it's now showing me pictures. So this one's from Wikipedia. This one's from Britannica. This one's from the AKC. This is AKC. And this is Wikipedia. So it's pulling data from multiple sources, where I think Bing tends to pull stuff from single sources a bit more. This is interesting. This is impressive. So that's that. Then we've got Pi. Oh, well, there's Air. Wait, where's Pi? Didn't I have Pi up and running? There's Leonardo. Where's Pi? There's Pi. So then we've got Pi, and this is the one that I've been talking to. Can you write me a poem about a chubby black and white doggy?
Sure thing. Here's a little ode to a chubby black and white dog. There once was a pup with a coat so dark, with spots that looked like they came from an artist's mark. His girth was big, his tail wagged so, and when he played...
All right, so that works. So that's Pi. So Pi right now is sort of the least capable, but it does have the talkie shit. Then I showed you Leonardo.ai. This is built on top of Stable Diffusion. You get 150 credits a day, which is not a lot, because to do like 4 images, it costs you like 20 credits. So you can do a handful a day. But if you pay for it, it gives you lots more. And then the other thing that I was showing was Skybox, that thing where you can make any scene. And this is skybox.blockadelabs.com. I mean, like all of those sites that I just walked through are worth putting time into understanding. It made me go buy another whiteboard to track my ideas. I'm writing on the walls like the old days. I'm doing the same thing, Silver Fox. Like I just keep taking pictures of whiteboards and erasing it to completely white and then starting over and then wiping it and starting over and wiping it and starting over. This shit's insane. It's like if you're new here and you haven't really dug into these things, it's like you're doing yourself a disservice because it's just like getting like a fucking like a direct download from, you know, the universe of humanity. It's wild. Which site is that? I'm not sure. Thank you for the roses. What AI is he playing with? I just played with them all. He played with everything. He got them all out. He got them out and then he played with them. I didn't know you could do that on the internet. Oh my. He played with everything. He played with it all. Oh, 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 oh. Let's celebrate. I feel so dirty. All right. Thank you, Professor. Thank you for the rose. That didn't deserve a rose. That deserved like a smackdown. Oh, thank you. All right. How do you leverage AI in real estate? First, just go start playing with it. Then go to ChatGPT. There's a lot of real estate plugins. Go learn what they do and start learning how plugins work. They're a bit of a pain in the ass, but there's some things there. Then I would go to futurepedia.io. That's that thing right there at the bottom. And I bet there's a bunch of new real estate specific AI sites that you can go look at. My prediction is 99.99% of them are going to be steaming pieces of shit, but you might find a gem in there that's really good. I would do things like have it help you write descriptions of properties. Have it help you pull comps. If you go to Bard is connected to the internet, Bing is connected to the internet. So you could go get comps for neighborhoods. Have it help you write neighborhood descriptions. Have it help you write personalized emails to your prospects. Have it help okay. Let's flip this. Don't think like what can AI do in real estate? Flip it the other direction. You know real estate. Say, what's a problem I'm trying to solve in real estate? Or what's a repetitive thing I do over and over again and it drives me fucking batty? I hate writing personalized emails, but it's the only thing that seems to goddamn work. Okay, perfect. How can AI help me write better emails? Well, go to any one of these things and start understanding prompting. If you don't understand prompting, go to prompts.chat. That's why I put that there. Tell it to act like a real estate marketing specialist that specializes in awesome emails and figure out some prompts that start to consistently give you good emails. And then once you've done that, then you could do something like go to a tool like Zapier and automate that with a Google form where you could just go into a Google form, type in someone's name, their address, or not even their address, just their first name and the property name, couple of keywords, and hit boom, and it'll automatically write you a draft of your email. Like literally anything, but start with what is the shit that you do that if you could speed it up or make it more efficient would let you do your job better. Or what's something you struggle with? Like maybe you're not good with the words. Well, this thing's fucking great with the words. So get good at making that thing be better at the words than you are. So start with you and then go to the tool. Don't start with the tool and try to come back to real estate. That's always really frustrating because it's too intimidating. You kind of feel like you have to learn everything about this before you can do the real estate. Just learn enough about this to understand what the hell they are and what's going on, and then start with one of your problems and solve it with one of these things. What comments is Kyle reading? They aren't from this feed, said Scott Curtis. So if they're not from this feed, Scott Curtis, then where am I reading them from? Perhaps it's the past. Yes, he read the comments. He read all the comments. But the people on the TikTok, they were too fast. Their comments came and they came and they came. He insisted on reading every comment, one after the other after the other. And Scott got frustrated, and Scott thought, he's never going to read my comments. Never. And yet he did. Scott was rewarded with, what? Scott left? Ah, fuck. Sorry, Scott. Yeah, I'm reading them all. I'm just behind. All right. Would Storyvine have a vertical mode better suited for TikTok and a teleprompter? Possibly, but I think TikTok's just a very different beast. Storyvine videos, I sort of think of as long form, short content, as opposed to just, sort of quick hit kind of stuff. Although I've thought about it, teleprompters are a fucking disaster because then people are reading and not talking authentically. If you want to bleed the authenticity out of a video, make it a teleprompter. Because even people that have had media training look like shit when they're reading teleprompters. Why? Because they're not talking. They're not talking to the camera. Like the whole way you make something authentic is just to talk as if you're talking to a human being. The minute you're reading words, you're not talking to a human being. You're reading words. And so what it looks like, everything looks like a hostage video. Like even if the teleprompter is right in front of me, it's like, hi, my name's Kyle, and I am really happy to be here. And it's just awful. Just talk. The answer to that was basically, I don't need no stinking vertical video. I like the horizontal video. Our eyes are still like this. They're not like this. When our eyes go like this, then I'll go vertical video. Well, they're like this. I like the horizontal video. But then I do TikTok. I don't fucking know. I don't know. One of the things we're doing is we're using generative AI to pull interesting pull quotes out of a long form story, and then we're making vertical videos out of those. So we're doing short form teaser videos that point to the longer form stories, which are between 1 and 5 minutes long. What's the best AI to create videos? If you want to do like the text to video stuff, Runway ML is probably the big dog on the block right now. I would say what's going to happen in the text to video space is what just happened in the ChatGPT space, where there were like 1 or 2 major players, a couple of minor players, and then just nothing. And now there's like 5 major players, probably 6 or 7. We don't have Meta on this list. We don't have Apple on this list because they haven't announced anything yet. But this list is probably going to be 10 long. So video is going to do the same thing. But right now it's Runway ML. 3.14159264. That's right. Thank you, Tyler. That's all I know. It's good, though. It's solid. What did I have? I had 14159. Yeah, well, what are you going to do? Kyle is right. I don't know what I was right about, but of course I'm right. Of course I'm right. Why are you sleeping on Pi.ai? What are you talking about, Lucas? I've talked about Pi.ai like 6 times tonight, and I've talked to Pi.ai. And we had conversations about which voice was the most appropriate. Oh, you're saying why is it not on this list? It should be on that list. Because AI didn't add it to the Photoshop file tonight because shit happened. And I'm lazy. And then also, this list is getting too long. It's really annoying. I want to take something off of it, but they're all good. So I'm not sleeping on it. I just didn't put it on the stupid list. Stop picking on me. Huh. Oh, crack myself up. Hi, you doing E3 Trading Group also? No? What's E3 Trading? You mean Ethereum trading? Web3 trading? I don't know what you're talking about. No. I don't know what E3 trading is. My heart belongs to Claude. Claude came along. He was a little slow to the game, but when he showed up, he was rather solid. I liked Claude. Claude liked me. My heart belongs to Claude. I heard Google replace Bard with Gemini. Really? Is that true? And what's Gemini? But it would make sense. Let me see. I'm going to do the thing we do here. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. Did Google replace Bard LLM with Gemini? One of the most important announcements from I/O was the release of Palm 2 itself, and confirmation Google is working on the next generation model codenamed Gemini that will be fully multimodal. Oh, that's why it fucking got better. It's not the same model. Okay, now it makes sense. Thank you for that, Scott. That actually makes sense now, because it didn't make any fucking sense to me at all that Bard went from like laughably bad to like, holy shit, this is good. Oh, wait, it does images? It like came out of nowhere. I guess I might want to pay attention to the news, because clearly you could Google the answer. By the way, if you're trying to keep up with this shit, accept the fact that you can't. It's fucking impossible. But that's really good to know. I gotta remember Gemini. And that's why Bard got better. It's their next generation model. It's multimodal, it's next generation model, and it doesn't suck. Perfect. I told you we can't count Google out. They got a lot of smart people and they got a lot of fucking money. Been rocking with OpenAI so far, but open to the newer interesting players. Yep. Tyler Johnson. There's even free Google classes for AI. Yeah, I've heard that I think Microsoft has some classes as well. I've heard that both of those are pretty good, because they give you the foundational generative AI shit. Like a lot of what I'm doing on this channel are in those basic classes for Google and Microsoft. At this point, I'm looking for a less restrictive LLM. So Smooth Ridge Driver, which I'm going to go 8.5 out of 10 on the name. I like it. Smooth Ridge Driver. It's a little bit of a mouthful, but I like it. Solid. You're going to need to, if you want less restrictive LLMs right now, you got to go open source. And if you want to go open source, you got to get a bit geeky. So fire up a Google Colab and jump on over to Reddit and GitHub and go to Twitter and start looking up open source LLMs and have a fantastic time. I'm not going over there because I can't keep up with the fucking commercial ones. It's insanity. It's just insanity. I don't know. Have you ever tried to keep up with this stuff? You can't keep up with this stuff. Oh, was it Bill? No, it was Jim Carrey, Fire Marshal Bill. His lip was burned off. Currently I am creating custom chatbots. If you haven't played with Poe, go to Poe.com and make chatbots there. Those are fun. What should we charge? As much as you fucking can. Start out with what you think is ridiculous. And if they say that's ridiculous, then cut it in half and you'll still probably be happy. And, know your audience. If you're talking to someone who's got a flower shop and they're struggling to pay their rent, don't charge them $5,000. If you're talking to AT&T, ask for 20. Maybe they'll give you 10 grand. I don't know. What was the first prompt engineer job was like 300 grand or 350 grand. I don't think those are going to last that long. All the prompt engineering stuff, like prompt engineering is going to be required kind of behind the scenes more, but in like a year from now, we won't be talking about prompting, I don't think. We're just going to be talking about, holy shit, how do we keep up with these things? Help! I'm too creative. I've generated too much shit. I don't know what to do. My life's awesome, but I can't stop thinking. Help! Oh. Different tools for different reasons. I use a few, but love Claude because of the increased token limit. Yeah, the increased token limit is a biggie for me. So right now, the things I'm excited about are code interpreter with ChatGPT, the large token limit at Claude.ai, and the especially now that I know that Bard is their new large language model. I have a feeling that Google's going to start releasing some shit. I think this is the first domino to fall. I think we're going to start seeing some really cool shit from them. I'm also super excited about when Microsoft and Google start to incorporate this shit into their Office products. That's going to be really interesting. I love your helping small business idea. Oh yeah, exactly, Meta Victory. Like just find someone who could use the help, volunteer to do the work, and tell them that you're experimenting with this shit, and then in doing that, maybe you come up with a big victory, and now you've got something to talk about. Hey, I helped this pizza shop double their foot traffic with ChatGPT. You can make pizza with ChatGPT. Pizza pie. Oh, I like it. That's solid. That's good. Thanks, Kyle, for all the knowledge you pass along to us. You're welcome, Lauren. I appreciate that. Oh, TikTok just jumped me to the bottom again because it's an asshole. Oh, TikTok. I'm just fucking exhausted. Could we not have just this? Like, all I want to do is do what I want to do. I don't want to do what you want me to do. I want to do what I want to do. I'm whiny. Are those plugins? I don't know what I was showing. I can show plugins. Oh, there's Lauren. Thanks for the knowledge you passed along. What was I showing? Are those plugins? Yeah, I think I was at ChatGPT. Oh, yeah, you're probably talking about these things right here. Those are plugins. You want me to go show you plugins? Let's go do some plugins. If you pay for ChatGPT Plus, you can get Code Interpreter and you can get plugins. And then, so if you go to plugins, and you have to turn them on in your settings. If you don't see them and you pay, then you have to go turn them on in your settings. So when you pick plugins, you can activate up to 3 plugins per chat session. So effectively what you're doing when you're activating some plugins is you're creating an application. So generally what you're doing is activating related plugins. And you can just activate one plugin. You don't need to do lots. I've got 3 activated here. I'm going to go turn them off. And we'll pick something that's good and visual. Oh, web pilot's broken. That's interesting. So let's go. Let's do Instacart. Instacart's a good one. Okay. So I'm going to do Instacart. So I've got an Instacart plugin. Now, so the plugins are basically people with websites or services or whatever they want to do. It's very easy for them to write a plugin, and they basically write, here's what this plugin does, and you would use it when, right? You would use it when you want to make grocery lists. That's probably what this one says. So I can come in here and I can go, use your microphone. Make me a meal plan for the next 7 days for a family of 4 with a fat dog that also eats people food, that incorporates macaroni and cheese, beef stroganoff, and peanut butter. Period. You can add some vegetables too if you insist. Okay. So now it's going to go off and make us Sure, I can help you with that. Here's a meal plan. Day 1, scrambled eggs, chicken salad, Dinner, macaroni and cheese. Dog's meal. This is awesome. A small portion of plain cooked chicken and a side of steamed broccoli. No, fuck that. The dog's getting macaroni and cheese. That's why we have a fat dog. Okay. Day 2, beef stroganoff. Dog meal. Small portion of plain cooked beef with a side of green beans. Okay. Wait. Okay. No, I'm not going to do it. Okay. So now what I would do historically is, if I were doing a meal plan like this, is I'd say, hey, ChatGPT, make me a shopping list and organize it by section of the grocery store. But now that I've got the Instacart plug in there, what it actually asked me here was, would you like me to create a shopping list for these meals? And I can just say, yes. And so there it's firing off the plugin. And if I open it up, you can actually watch the plugin is sending, some JSON or whatever it is, XML, whatever the hell, it's using. I think it's JSON, or Perl or Python. I don't know what it's using. Doesn't matter. But it's sending, stuff, and then it's getting back a list from Instacart. And like, there's my link to my shopping list for my silly fucking meal plan for the week. And boom, there it is. So I could literally hit, just check it, add it to my shopping cart, and have that on my porch in an hour. So plugins for me right now kind of represent what's coming. So what's coming are these agents. So like earlier in the live, I was talking to that Pi bot, the Pi chat bot that talked back to me, and you could tell it anything. So now you imagine you can talk to a bot that's got zero latency. It's really nice to you, and you could have a shopping bot or a nutritionist bot. And then you just say, hey, I want to talk to the nutritionist bot, and you have a conversation about the meals for the week. And then it just figures out what plugins it needs to do, what bank accounts of yours it's going to pay shit from, and it'll just go off and do shit for you, right? So instead of you having to put in 3 or 4 or 8 hours a week going to the store, and I got to go back to the fucking store because we forgot the cilantro, and you put in 10 minutes with the bot while you're driving home, and by the time the evening news is over, knock, 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 here's your groceries. That's so what the plugins kind of represent for me is, I can see how this is going to, I can see how we're going to do what we do in the future. I want to create custom chatbots, knowledge-based retrieval bots. Yes. Any suggestions? Go to po.com, go to this right here, and go to their create a bot and just start making bots. You can make a bot in like 5 minutes. If you want to do knowledge-based retrieval bots, then you need to learn LangChain. You need to be geeky. If you're good and geeky, great. If you're not good and geeky, what did I do with my earbud? Did I lose my earbud? Sorry, ADD moment. I lost my earbud. I only have one earbud in my little container. Ugh. ADD is such a fucking joy sometimes. Yeah, if you wanna create bots on your own data, then you're gonna need something like LangChain. Or another option is go to Zapier. Zapier now has a new beta feature called interfaces, where it can create like web interfaces where you don't have to put your Zapier automation embedded into like a Webflow website. They actually have their own kind of mini Webflow within Zapier. And one of the things that you can build at Zapier is a bot. They have a bot builder at Zapier. So you build your automation in Zapier, and then you go to their interfaces thing, and you basically plug that bot into that interface, and you're off to the fucking races. You're like, I just made a bot, and I didn't have to code it. Or go to po.com and just use their bot builder and make a bot. And here's the cool thing. If you get one bot nailed down, use ChatGPT to rewrite that bot for other purposes. That's what I did. I made a dozen like creative writing bots. I made a Shakespeare bot, a Yoda bot, a Sling Blade bot, an Emily Dickinson bot, a Mark Twain bot, I made like a bunch of them, like a dozen. I wrote one, and then I had ChatGPT take that one as an example and then say, rewrite it for Mary Shelley. Perfect. Paste. Launch. No, sorry. Paste the prompt, go to Midjourney, make an image of Mary Shelley, copy it, paste it into the bot, publish. Next. Edgar Allan Poe. Copy, paste. Midjourney, Edgar Allan Poe, paste, publish. Why not? One of the things that is an interesting thing you have to grapple with this stuff is like sometimes you feel guilty, like it shouldn't be that easy. And then like where I've gotten to with this stuff is who gives a shit? Who gives a shit that something took me 30 seconds? There's a famous story. I forget. I think this is in the ad business. It was about a logo. Some famous ad dude or branding dude was out to lunch, and someone at lunch handed him a napkin and said, can you make me a logo? And he drew a logo and he said, that'll be $50,000. And he said, but it only took you 30 seconds. And he goes, but it took me 36 years to be able to do that in 30 seconds. So these tools take your intent and amplify it, and dramatically amplify it, like 100x it, 1000x it. And so if you can figure out how to use these tools to get them to do what you want faster, who cares how long it took? You did the critical thinking. You did the curation. You came up with the prompt. The scientists came up with these magical fucking tools we get to play with. So you have a collaborator, Do you tell your clients you used Fiverr? No. They think you're a genius. It's some dude in Poughkeepsie, undercharging, doesn't realize how talented he is. You're making a profit on his work. Do you tell anyone that? No. It's called a service business, right? Now you have a new Fiverr. Do you have access to Code Interpreter yet? Yeah, we all do. So anyone has access to Code Interpreter. If you pay for ChatGPT Plus, which is $20 a month, you go to your settings, you go to beta features, you turn on Code Interpreter, and it's there, and it's fucking magic. It really is. Maybe I'll show it here as the last thing. It's a little geeky to show on here. It's not all that visual. I'm on Pi for the first time either. Nice. I like that dual camera thing. I'm new to going live. I'll learn it eventually. This dual camera thing, I love this dual camera thing. Like I had it for like a month, and then they just took it away for a month, and then it just came back. Like I don't know why I lost it. I don't know why I got it back. But it's when you go live, it just says dual. Wow, thank you for the little heart. It's a cute little heart. He put a cute little heart right on my head. He put a cute little... It messed up my fucking hair. Don't put a heart on my head. It fucks up my hair. I took many seconds this morning to get that just so. This is a situation. This is something we got to deal with at some point. I told it I had to go to bed last night. I know. I tell it that every night. I think I have an important 8:00 meeting tomorrow. Do I? I think I did. It's exhausting. Here we come to save the day. Microsoft Teams. Oh, yeah. It's a big one. That's a big one. Yep. Got a big old 8 a.m. meeting with one of the big old pharma companies in the whole wide world. Oops, either was typo, but I was excited. Pi said it could search real time but you think it's bad. No, I think pi is actually really interesting. I just think pi is really limited right now. Like, if it starts talking, I haven't found a way to interrupt it. And I asked pi, I said, if you're talking and I want you to shut up, is there anything I can say to you that'll make you shut up? And it says, sure, just say, hey, pi, stop talking or whatever. And I did that, and I just seemed like an idiot. And then I tapped the button, and I tapped this, and I tapped to that, and it just, you can't stop it. So there's that. It is connected to the internet. It doesn't have any services. Like if I were driving and I came up with a whole marketing plan, I would ideally want to be able to say, hey, pi, can you format that marketing plan, using Markdown, make it look really nice, give me, subtitles and headlines, and then email it to my email address. And then it just goes and writes a document, puts it in, Google Docs or Sheets or Microsoft Word or whatever the hell, or PDF, I don't care. And it just sends it to me. Like, that would be nice. It's not that it's bad, it's that it's early. But I think considering the fact that they just raised $1.3 billion, of which they'll probably spend about $1 billion of that just on their hardware, just on spinning up their 20,000 GPU data center. That's still $300 million to do some kick-ass work. And I think they're going to raise $10 billion is the rumor. Is the rumor I saw flying around on internets. Thanks, Kyle. You're welcome, Troy. What'd you major in? I have a degree in acting, as evidenced by the overacting on this channel. And then I moved to New York City out of school, started and ran a theater company for 4.5 years, did desktop publishing as my day job. Then I wrote 7 screenplays in 2 years because I'm a genius. that was painful. But I figured I'd write myself an acting career. That didn't happen. And then right about the tail end of that's when the World Wide Web came out, and I started agency.com, which was one of the first digital agencies. Thanks for the response. You're welcome, Rick. Because they aren't AIs, ? I don't know what that's in reference to. Is there a way to digitize my past creative writing stories and download them to ChatGPT with no typing? Yes. So you can either do it in Claude. Claude's free. Or you can do it in ChatGPT. You can't do it in Bard. You can do it in Poe because you can get to Claude and ChatGPT at Poe. And you can't do it at Bing. So either ChatGPT or Claude. So if you're going to do it at ChatGPT, you have to do it in Code Interpreter. So I would take all your creative writing, put it in a zip file, and then upload the zip archive to ChatGPT and start interacting with it in Code Interpreter. But I think the reason that's a good option is because it's GPT-4. So it's a bit more technical hoops to jump through, but it's not that big a deal. You just put your shit in a zip file, pay for Code Interpreter, go get it, upload that zip file, start interacting with it. Or just go to Claude.com and just throw all your creative writing into a single PDF and upload the PDF file there. You can upload up to 5. So maybe you've got a novel and 3 poem books and a screenplay. If you got 5 of them, make them PDFs and just upload them to Claude. And Claude's got 100,000 token context windows, so you could probably put a pretty decent chunk of your writing in there. So yeah, absolutely. And I did it with one of my screenplays the other day to test Claude, and it's one I haven't read it in fucking 30 years. And I uploaded it, and it gave me a Hollywood log line, a synopsis, a character breakdown. It was amazing. Dum-dum pie. Sounds delicious. I'm not a dum-dum. You're a dum-dum. We're all dum-dums. With this stuff, we're all dum-dums. It's impossible to keep up with. But just think of it as an adventure. You're on an adventure. There's new fucking dragons to slay every day. What did you major in? Any computer science? No, I actually started in computer science, and then when I got to my first day at Penn State, I walked into my Comp Sci 101 class, and it was a room full of IBM mainframes, and it was all this wide green and white barred paper, and the professor walked in with a stack of punch cards. He was holding a stack of punch cards that was like up to his chin, and he goes, "This is a computer program." And he goes, "What you'll be doing for the rest of your life is writing reports for big corporations that can afford these giant-ass machines." And I decided in that moment, I would rather be a broke, out-of-work fucking actor than do that for a living. So I changed my major to theater. And then when I moved to New York, I did desktop publishing as my day job. So I've always been technically curious and competent, but I don't have the brain to do engineering or programming. So I know how to program. I know how to do product stuff. I know how to do marketing. But the code stuff, I know just enough to get me in trouble. I act smart enough to be here. So do I. That's what's the requirement for the AI Learning Lab? Acting smart enough to be here. That's it. You win. That's 10 out of 10, Amber S100. That's hilarious. Is that S100 as in the NVIDIA GPU cards? Because that would be a geeky flex. That's a geek flex. Kyle, you're a legend in your own mind. Exactly. How do I download my fictional stories to AI without typing them in? We just talked about that. Obnoxious, but uneducated. Fun. That's me. It's a psychedelic garden with a VW van in it, right? How do I download fictional stories? We got to that. You don't need to ask over and over again, but I know I don't really answer all these questions. When are you taking questions, mate? Fly by night. Oh, vibe high. Fly by night, vibe high. 4 out of 10 on the name. Like, I kind of like it, but it's really hard to read. You need some capital letters in that. And I answer the questions when I get to them. And I just got to yours, so you're probably not here anymore. Whatever. Goblin.tools is a good attitude checking. It's good at attitude checking cranky emails. Oh, that's pretty smart. Yeah, like if you get emotional and you write the flame email, have a filter save you from yourself. That's pretty smart. Yes, sir. I try to take notes, but I miss points. Short TikTok videos would be great. Books, avatar creating. Okay, yeah, I'll work on that, Tobias. I'll get something going on that. Time to go to Facebook and Threads. All right, peace out. I just spent an hour playing with Pi. Have you tried it? Yep, we talked about it a lot tonight. I'm in love with her. Awesome. Is there a reference list on your site somewhere? No, just here. That's my reference list. This is all you need to start with. And the only thing I would add to this is the image generation stuff. So either Midjourney or Stable Diffusion. Leonardo.ai is good for Stable Diffusion. Midjourney is the best. And then Zapier for automations. Those are like a large language model, Zapier for automations, and some image generation tool. It's like 90% of what you need to do for the next 30 years. It amazes me how few people use it. It's so easy to look like a rock star. I know. It is Hair Growth Geek. I know. I'm right there with you. I'm listening. I don't want to be behind this time around. Oh, that's funny. All right. Listen, I got to go soon. It's 11 o'clock here, and I got a big 8 a.m. meeting, man. You think it's easy getting up at like 7:55 for like a big 8 a.m. meeting? No, man, it's hard, man. When you speak in person, you want to sound like a third grader compared to your emails. When you think of the plugins, what do you think of plugins so far? I am not satisfied with many. It's only 2 to 4 are good. Yes, Amarly 95. Correct. Most of the plugins are what they call this, like the technical term is steaming piles of shit. Because they're so easy to write that a lot of them are just people that were like, I don't know, I got an idea. I'll write a plugin for this stupid fucking thing. And then and then they don't put any. It's not an actual product, right? So that's why there's only a handful that are decent. Sam Altman himself has said that there's not a product market fit for plugins. Just basically means no one's using them, largely because they're shitty. Code Interpreter is a plugin, but holy shit, is it a good plugin? There's some decent ones there. I'm kind of tangentially paying attention to plugins. At some point, someone's going to write a plugin that's going to make a lot of sense, or OpenAI is going to come out with like the 2.0 version of the plugin architecture, where you don't really have to install them and think about them and this and this and that. It'll probably be a much more transparent kind of thing where you just ask it to do shit. It'll say, are there any plugins that satisfy this? And it'll pull one in, something like that. I don't know. Like to the extent that you're curious about them, play with them. And then if you find one or two that are good, like Prompt Perfect is good. It rewrites your prompts for you. That's pretty good. I use that occasionally. What else? Web Pilot was good, but it looks like it's down. Maybe they disabled any of the ones that hook you to the internet. I don't know. Everything's changing so quickly. It's a great exercise versus making us agile. No margin for complacency. That's actually a really good point. Like, don't get too attached with anything you build right now. Like it is my strong recommendation. Start building, and know that whatever you build right now is going to be completely useless in 3 months. Even if it's really good, even if you're like, this could be a whole business, it's just going to show up as a feature in one of these things. And you're going to be like, God damn it, I wrote a whole business about this. I had the idea first and Sam Altman stole it from me. I'm going to patent it. Maybe I can get a copyright. It just doesn't matter. Build shit, learn, get literate about what these things make possible, how they work, what they do. Start doing it. Do it for other people. Evangelize it. And then just know that for the next 2 years, it's going to be a chaotic mess. But you'll be in the know. And that feels much more in control than just being hit upside the head with this, because that's coming to a lot of people. How do I have a fluid conversation with Pi without text to speech? You just turn off the text to speech. You mean, how do you type one or how do you talk one? I don't quite know what you mean. I like Claude. I like the way he talk. I like the way he I like Claude. I like the way he talk. I like the way he talk. Sling Blade, that's good. I like it. I love Sling Blade. What's wrong with Kyle tonight? The product has marinated his brain. I am a little tonight. Oh, it just jumped me to the bottom. The bear. Thank you, Kyle. Learned a lot. Peace out. Peace out, hair growth geek. I'm going to go soon here. It jumped me to the bottom. This is a sign. Adventures of Airbender. I'll view from the bottom up. I am so the Fiverr guy. Yeah, talented and undercharging for it. Start doing it with AI. Let it do it faster, and then start overcharging for it. You've earned it. ADHD, invite OCD and Tourette's to the party. Good times. Nice. I like it. All right, everyone. I showed my manager Pi today, and an hour later, he told him you can play at home. Wait, I showed manager, and an hour later, I told him you can play at home. Wait, did he tell you you had to play with it at home? He didn't want it in the office? Or was he into it? I couldn't quite get that. I use all every day. I still think ChatGPT is number one. Yep, it is. From all aspects combined. Yep, totally agree. All right, we're at the bottom here. Thank you, everybody, for your time. I really do appreciate it. And, see you tomorrow. Go there. Go to those things. Go play. Go to Pi. Go to Leonardo.ai. Whatever. Go. Just go. Go. Be free. Go to bed. I'm going to bed. Peace out, everyone.